that just came in a few moments ago. We understand that Jerry Lawler has bruised ribs and
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of your Scottish podcast. Myself and John. How are you, John?
I'm not bad. Yourself?
Have you had a good day, a good week, and everything else before we talk about all things WWE this week?
It's been really busy.
Yeah,
It's just been incredibly busy.
good. So we will just go as we do with our normal ramblings and stuff, and we will start with night 2 of SummerSlam. What a way to kick off the show and everything else with obviously the women's world championship match, which was a triple threat match, which was Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus obviously, oh, excuse me, Naomi, who cashed in previously and is now the women's world heavyweight champion. Um, Take it away, my friend. Take it away.
The entrances were incredible. When Naomi came out and her dad was on the guitar, that was absolutely amazing. And then like watching how the match came together, and she's shown that she could go herself, and she's shown that she should have had her flowers a long time ago.
Yeah, I thought, you know what, it was so cool how they alluded to, yes, that was her father, and the fact that when it did, because the entrance into the ring and stuff, and then how the fact that she's engaging with them as well and everything else. For her to get given that spot on night 2 to open the show, I thought, you know what, that just shows, yes, it's taken the amount of years it has to get to where she is, and for whatever reason, I haven't pulled the trigger, but we are, and for her to get that tells you that the business are so happy with her and the way that she is doing things. I thought it was a really good match, really good match. And obviously, yes, Naomi retained. I didn't, because what I think is to be a second or probably her first, probably second, I can't actually remember, title defence. Even if it was her first, I wasn't expecting her to lose it on SummerSlam on the Sunday evening. I wasn't expecting it at all. Um, but I'm just loving how over Omar, and I could see more happening with Io and Rhea further down the line when we speak about Raw, because what happened on Raw as well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, for me, I know we spoke about this off. Obviously, we get packages, adverts in between before we go on to the TLC match, which was obviously the White Six, who are the title holders, versus DIY, versus Motor City Machine Guns, versus Fraxium, versus the Street Profits, versus Andrade and Ray Phoenix. Now, for me, was the match of the evening. What a absolute banger of a match. But obviously, before we get into it, what I thought was really nice, how before the teams came out, they alluded to the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys being in the ring, saying that they helped create and obviously hyped up the match that they guys are going to have at TNA as well, like for
Yeah.
their titles and stuff. So I thought that was a nice nod before the match started. But honestly, wow,
Obviously,
just
they couldn't get Edge and Christian because
yeah,
obviously they're
that would have been nice, but obviously it is what it is. But some of the spots in this match, it just shows you how they all work so well together and everything else. And I know, like me and Craig spoke about it when we were on when Lewis given the other week did. I still agree with Craig that I do prefer Motor City Machine Guns to have their tune that they used to have, because it's just, yes, they're great what they do, but I still feel it would be nice if they can get it back, because it was so them. I get for whatever reason they don't have it, and hopefully it does happen. But again, yeah, me totally match night. What do you think, John?
absolutely incredible. Like you say, beforehand, before I watched SummerSlam just there, I watched TLC in SummerSlam 2000,
Yeah, yeah.
and um, I could see bits of spots where they tried to, like, recreate it, sort of thing, and it was just a nice, brilliant match, and like you say, match of the night. And I agree with you about Motor City Machine Guns with their Motor City theme song. They should have it back. They definitely should.
Totally, I totally agree. It's just, I think that kind of set the bar, that match, for the rest of the night and what goes on and stuff with it, and that. But again, I thought, yes, uh, even though we spoke about it off before we came on, but the spot with Montez Ford in the ring, what he did as well, just,
Yeah,
oh, phenomenal. And it's, no, I know we speak about it often, and where we go on about what you like Fraxium, and I'm loving what I'm seeing with Andrade and Phoenix, because they're just gelling so well together as a tag team. It's like they just put them together because obviously the him and Penta, I think it eventually will happen and they will become a tag team in WWE. I know we speak about it every time we mention both of these guys, but
yeah,
it shows that he can work with other talent as well, and how him and Andrade just connect so well, and as well, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Then obviously we get before the women's intercontinental championship match, we get video package to hype up the match and how we got the here and everything else. And then obviously because it's no DQ, we know kind of what might or might not happen. Obviously it was Becky Lynch versus Lycra? Lyra Valkyria. Lycra, oh my god. Lyra Valkyria. And obviously, yes, the Irish last kicker did retain the belt, but take it away, my friend.
This was. Do you know what? We've seen it so many times this match, but this one was way better than any of the other ones that we've seen. Um, they brawled. They showed that they can go, and yeah, and they've just set the bar for how prestigious that title is going to become
Yeah,
in years to come.
and what I loved, obviously, yes, it's no DQ. We knew that Bailey was going to obviously get involved, but she didn't get involved too much. If you know what I mean. And there was a
Yeah,
point, was it was outside the ring, and because obviously Becky had the lead pipe and stuff, and then that's when Bailey then comes out and says, "No, you're not fucking using this. You're not going to do X, Y, and Z." And then she, like Lyra's lying on the floor, and you see Becky saying to her, "Well, remember we used to be in the Four Horsewomen and everything else. Do it and golden her to actually physically hit Lyra with this pipe." And
yeah,
you can see her just thinking, and I'm watching thinking, no, she's not going to hit her. Surely she's just going to turn and she's going to hit Becky. But the fact that she never hit any of the two of them, I'm thinking the feud with the two of them, with obviously Becky and Lyra, I think will continue, but adding into the mix with what's going on with what happened with Becky as well, with Bailey, sorry,
yeah.
I could see that coming to fruition um, at the next PLE, which I think is Clash in Paris, I think, if my memory is correct.
Well, we'll wait and see because we'll talk about Raw.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Steel cage match was next for the
The
United States Championship. It was Sokoa versus, I can't remember who he faced because
Baker Classic.
that's the one. See, I was waiting to say Talatonga, so there you go. That I'm concerned they're on the same page. Um, but yeah, what what I thought was good about it was obviously because it was two nights. It's the first time it's ever been done. If you know what I mean, the very first time. And obviously,
Yeah.
yes, we are getting two nights again next year in Minneapolis. Um,
But have you also heard have you also heard the announcement that after 2026 the big four will start going well, the big pay-per-views like Money in the Bank and Survivor Series and that will follow on. So I think we'll get two nights of War Games
Mm-hmm.
So that'll give you a women's a chance to have women's war games, men's war games, night one and night two. So I'm
So
looking forward to
it
that.
looks like they're trying to branch out that way because obviously they've done it with Mania, right? They've started it with Mania because of COVID, and that's how it started with Mania. But uh, I prefer Mania over the two nights, as well as SummerSlam because it's meant to be one of the bigger PPVs. It was good to see over two nights to showcase so much and so many different
Yeah,
things over the two nights, if you know what I mean. And
yeah, and talent that don't normally get shown get their
yes,
chance to shine.
his chance to shine on a big stage and everything else. But yeah, this match, man, fuck me, wow. Honestly, it just they're not afraid to go against each other and everything else. And I yes, I'm gutted that obviously Solo retained and everything else. But I would have loved to have seen Jacob get it back. He is like, see when he first came in, I was like, "Oh, I'm not sure about this guy. I'm not sure about this guy," and everything else, right, like that. And I was like, "What the hell?" And then he's proved me wrong so much. I just love his interaction he has in the ring, whether it be with Solo, whoever he's with, and everything else. You know what I mean? It's great to see that he's done so well and whatever else. And I could see this feud. I think is definitely going to continue. I do not think it's over. I think it's going to go bigger and further as well. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Uh,
I've seen Jacob in MLW.
right. Okay.
So I kind of already know like about the talent that he's got.
Hmm.
But when he went up and he done the swanton backflip off the top of the cage,
Oh mate.
I was
Wow.
like, wow.
Yeah.
I, and when he come out with the wolf mask as well, I was like, that entrance is absolutely bang on.
Yeah. It's good to
But
see
like,
that the like because they call him the Samoan werewolf. It's good to
yeah,
see that like because of that he's using the mask. Yeah, he and everything else. It's good to see because that's what it's been called. The incorporating things like this now into his character, if you know what I
yeah,
mean, and
yeah,
stuff. So it was no, as you say that spot. I'm like thinking to myself, watching. I'm thinking, holy fucking shit! For a bigger man to be able to pull that off as well, I'm like, wow. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Wow. It was just close second to the match of the
that's
evening, if you
me.
know what I mean. Between obviously TLC and that, 100%. Are
Yeah,
both up there again at par with each other, if that makes sense.
yes, yes,
Obviously, I can't remember if it was before this match or before the main event, but obviously Stephanie McMahon comes out and she does attendance announcement for night night two, which was over 60,000. So if you accumulate both of them together, it was 130 fish and chips. It's 130,000 is no 113,000, sorry, not 130, 113,250 something. I can't remember the exact figures. Um
yeah,
and obviously, yeah, Triple H came out to open the show and he did his usual, "Are you ready?" And then obviously the show started, which I forgot to mention at the beginning. Um, then see this pay per view alone, this night itself, it's all title matches. Like every
yeah.
single match was for a title, which I wasn't. I remember when I was looking at it, I'm thinking, yeah, there's a couple of titles defended on night one, but then the fact that every title was defended on night two, I was like, oh, that's interesting. If you know what I
Apart
mean.
from one title, apart from one title that wasn't defended,
Go on.
and that was the women's US champion.
Oh yes, yes, that's very true. It's very true.
But they're not elevating anything on with that.
No,
They're
that I
only like,
went with that just now, but I think we could maybe that'll be used more on obviously SmackDown or Raw or whatever, and with NXT and stuff.
was the Raw Tag Team Champions night one? Yeah,
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 yeah, because Whites are on SmackDown. Yeah, so it was night one.
yeah. I was just going to say because I couldn't remember if they defended on SummerSlam or not.
No, I can't remember it. It's been it was a week ago, a week ago, and it
Um,
was spoke about it and stuff. If you know what I mean. So, uh,
yeah.
in that, so yeah, basically, oh fuck, sorry, I lost my train of thought already. Yeah, so we then get on to Mr. Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship against the vet AJ Styles. Off you go, my mate.
I think they've missed a bullet at AJ.
Mm-hmm.
But don't get me wrong, this match was a wee throwback match, I think,
Yeah.
because if I'm right in thinking, AJ was dressed in the Eddie attire,
Yeah.
and he come out in the lowrider.
Yes.
I thought that was a really, really nice touch.
Yeah. Totally.
And, and I also like the fact they had the element where Dominic cheated with it, but going back to WrestleMania 20, when he when Eddie faced Kurt Angle and done the whole boot thing,
Yeah, I thought
that
it was
was awesome.
class. And how he's lying in the ring, he's like this. And then he's looking at him,
Yeah,
he's like, wait a minute, what? And then you get up, and then he looks at him and goes, yeah, I mean, I thought that was absolutely class. It just showed that he could be creative as well at the same point within the match and do that, thinking, oh, yes, he's just hit me. If he did win, it wouldn't have mattered because he wouldn't have won the belt, if you know what I mean. But I
yeah,
agree with you, and I will come to the reason behind that when we get to the main event, why I'm thinking that they missed the bullet with this, because it could lead to something I'm thinking that we've spoke about before, but it still could potentially happen. But I think that if AJ won, this person would have been better facing AJ then, if it does happen, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So, obviously, we go to the main event, which is Mr. Last time 17-time champion, John Cena, last time ever facing off at SummerSlam against, obviously, Cody Rhodes. Now, for me, I was like, I wanted the double turn to happen on the night, not what happened before on
yeah.
on the SmackDown. Like it's
I
great
think
to
they fucked
see.
up the
It's great to see. Yes, we still didn't get the double turn, but it's great to see John being back the way that he is, as
yeah,
face and what, like how he came out and he had the way he came out as a heel before. He had the black John Cena bit, and then it just came with the backdrop with hustle, loyalty, respect. Does the stuff with the cameraman, and then instead of walking, he actually runs to the ring and stuff. I'm thinking that,
yeah,
you know what I mean, it's class. Um, Obviously, I thought it was a very good match. How there was all the different aspects, the involvement. You kept seeing the things from Cody when he took the turnbuckle off, went to go hit him. You kept seeing Cody thinking, I shouldn't be doing this, but I need to and stuff. If you know what I mean,
yeah,
and everything else. But I thought, I wait because I think that's their feud now completely over because
yeah.
obviously it happens. But we'll talk about what I'm thinking about now anyway. So I think if AJ won the belt, and obviously with Cena losing the belt, now Cena has not won the US Championship in all the time he has been in WWE.
So
So
you mean Intercontinental, not US?
yeah, yeah. What?
You said US, it's Intercontinental.
Intercontinental, sorry. So yes, he's not won the Intercontinental Championship, which Dom has. This is why I think they pulled the trigger, and then we'll go back to the match. It didn't pull the trigger. But it could still happen because this is the one title that has eluded Cena that he has not had. And if he does get this title, the IC title, that will make him actually a Grand Slam champion going out. Now, not saying that he wins it before his last date because he doesn't have many dates left, but it would just be a fitting nod for him to get that and then potentially just lose it the next night. But to say that he has actually made it
Mm,
as a Grand Slam champion before he bows out in his final match, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
But again, it's like a passing the torch moment. I thought, like, not that Cody needs a passing the torch moment to him, but it was just the way it was and the reactions after, how they hugged and everything else, and then he said what he said to he said what he said to him and stuff, if you know what I
yeah,
mean. Um,
yeah.
like I couldn't make out myself roughly what it was, but what I
No,
loved again in the crowd interaction was just brilliant. Like every time Cena was punching him, some fans were going yes, and when Cody was punching, like it was like there was some people still believing that Cena was a face, but some people were still believing he was a heel. So he's getting both interactions. He was getting the face interaction and the heel interaction
yeah,
from the fans, which I thought,
yeah,
yes, for me, I think his run as a heel because of what happened with obviously The Rock not being here, them pulling the plug on whatever happened with Travis Scott because obviously Paul Heyman touched on that and Paul on a podcast and he also touched on that about we don't know what happened there and we got to the end of it the way that we did because there was no Rock. So
yeah,
why way back in February, right? And I know I'm digressing from the match, but why way back in February when have you watched Unreal by the way? Have you watched it all? Have you seen all the
yeah,
episodes? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So why? Because obviously we get the insight of how it happened and everything else, right?
yeah,
And for Cena's heel turn, because there is an episode called that. We'll get that, and it shows you how it all the inner workings of it came together and got there, and then like obviously that he does that with the three, and then he kicks him in the balls, and boom, he's now meant to be the Rock's person per se.
yeah,
Obviously, Travis Scott comes out, does what he does, and everything else, and then like Cody alludes to it and saying, "Well, actually, you got me a good one," if you know what I mean. Like, and it's like, in fact, they alluded to, in fact, when he hit him, he got told to hit him, if you know what I mean. But I don't think he realised he was going to hit him as hard as he did, if that makes sense, John.
yeah, yeah.
But it's a rabbit in the room. Why? Like have this and not have any bigger build with the Rock be not being
Yeah.
about, if you know what I mean.
Apparently, like from what I heard, back in February was they only had that rock moment because they couldn't shift tickets.
I know, but still,
I know, it's
if it's
stupid.
all to do with tickets, I get that, right? And I get a lot of things is potentially to do with stuff like that now, if you know what I mean. But
Yeah,
why not? If you know what I mean, why? It just to me as a fan, look, it doesn't. You can't come in, start this angle, set this angle up, and then it
yeah,
doesn't go. He's there, and then it's left to John and Travis. Travis does what he does. It's left to Cody and that, and then like don't get me wrong, Cena's worked with it, did what he could with it, and I think because it's got to the point, he's like, no, I want to go out. Because that's what he has. That's what Triple H said. Because we'll touch on obviously because Cody wins the match and everything else. But like the
yeah.
way it is when Cena came back, Cena's determined absolutely everything in this retirement tour. The way he's calling it farewell tour, he's determined, and he's got a list of people that he obviously wants to potentially face before he leaves and everything else.
Shall we allude to what happened, the closing moments then?
Yes, it does. You know what? I never in a million
I've
years,
never,
never in a million years. I don't know about you because obviously I think this is still going on in the background, and I do think that Lesnar is still potentially named in this lawsuit. I'm not
yeah,
100% sure.
he's named 41 times.
So I never thought it was going to happen. The same as like, look at what happened when Punk came back. But it was like again, it was the same as like night one. If you know, it took too long. They had the
Yeah,
hugs and everything and that, and then
yeah.
Cena lets him walk out, and then his music hits. He walks down, he does that. He's got his cowboy hat on. He stands there, and I'm thinking, if you're gonna
With a fella, remember?
say that again, mate.
There was a fella at the back of his hat.
Yes. And I thought to myself, right, if you're going at F fucking five, just get it done already. You know what I mean? I get they probably wanted to get the moment for the fans that are there and what us watching. I get all that, all right? But to me, it reminded me of like what happened on night one when it took the length of time it took with the ruse from Seth and everything else, which we'll be talking about very, very shortly when we get to Raw. But, you know, it's just, I'm happy he's back. because he was, and Triple H even mentioned that in the post press conference about it, saying that Cena has a list of people, and Lesnar is, and it's just about, it's been the right time. They've obviously been able to get Lesnar now and everything else. So,
Nick Khan also came out and said that if you've not been found guilty, then you're allowed to come. You're allowed to come back. And I was just thinking to myself, like, but like, if he's been named 41 times in that lawsuit,
yeah.
right? Like, I know he's not been found guilty yet, but there is implications there that he
Oh
is
yeah,
guilty.
yeah. I am. Yeah, I know that, but I think it's the right, as you're saying. Yes, he's named and whatever else, and we're trying not to talk too much about it. But basically, as the saying does go, innocent until proven guilty, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah,
and I know there's been a lot of other folk that weren't happy that, oh, he's back, but if it wasn't for, he is one of Cena's opponents that Cena wants to face, sorry, with one of the dates he goes out. So it's not going to happen at the next PLE because we've already got a match confirmed with Cena for the PLE, which we will talk about very later. But no, mate,
yeah,
for me, for it to be the first time, sorry, they've had a 2 night SummerSlam, I think it's worked very, very well for them because, as you say, they were able to showcase talent that they haven't been able to showcase before. Um,
yeah,
we got different spots throughout both nights where they showed you different people or different celebrities and that were there that were in the crowd as well. And obviously, great to see Jelly Roll doing what he did in the ring and everything else on night one with Logan and Drew and Randy and everything else
yeah.
like
It was
that.
incredible.
And he loved it. You could tell that Jelly loved it. But all in all, over both, I thought two great shows, and it's building for some of the stuff that's going on. It's building towards what's coming at obviously Clash, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Uh, so from SummerSlam, we move on to Monday Night Raw right after. So it was 40 hours after, basically, because that was when Mr. Rollins did his cash in. And
yeah.
basically, he pulled off one of the greatest ruses uh, in a long time within the company. So
Do you know
obviously,
what? I think that's the second greatest cash in of all time.
yeah, and it's been from him both times. And the fact,
Yeah,
like, I know we didn't see it on TV, but I seen a clip of it after, later on, a few days later, and he's standing at the top of the ramp and he's whirling it around like
yeah,
when he
yeah,
did it before and stuff. And I thought
yeah,
that is class as anything. So obviously, because he had the cash in, his most second best cash in that he's done because he's obviously held the Money in the Bank twice, briefcase twice. Sorry, he obviously opened the show with Mister the Oracle, Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. They kind of carried on and spoke about what actually happened at SummerSlam, and then Seth obviously got on the mic. Basically, and he started going off on saying, "Oh, shame on him, shame on that about his comeback." I remember he had to tell Rue, his daughter, that about it, and that it
oh,
wasn't
she
real.
actually told, yeah,
And
she
then
told
she
her
then
to the
goes
teacher.
and tells the teacher or something. I thought that is honestly, I thought that is absolutely class. You know what I mean? Obviously, he carries on, he holds tail over his head, and then obviously LA Knight comes out and interrupts Mr. Seth Rollins to a brilliant ovation from the fans because I love LA Knight and he is so freaking over. You know what I mean? It is
Yeah,
great. Obviously, he challenged Rollins for the world
yeah.
title match, to which he failed the crowd before uttering no and walking out. Then Adam Pearce appeared and officially announced Knight versus Rollins for the title, with Reed and Breaker banned from ringside.
Can I
And that
just ask, right? What was Pierce taking that night?
I have no idea, mate. I have no fucking clue. If you know what
When
I
he
mean.
come out, when he come out and he said, when he come out and he said, overall, just making matches of all. Just go with it then. I don't
But
like.
for me, see what I thought about it was, right? Yes, go on about the rules of the century and everything else for it, but there wasn't enough of a mention about anything about Punk. Yes, LA Knight came out to challenge him, and he gets that match, which is the main event of the evening, if you know what I mean. But I thought there would have
Yeah,
been more of a thingy for Punk.
we'll
Um,
get we'll get to that focus.
no, I know well because it happens later, but I was expecting there to
Yeah.
be more stuff, if you know what I mean, about it.
Were you expecting it not to be LA Knight turning up? Were you expecting it to be CM Punk?
I was expecting Punk to come out and say something and whatever else, and do like say what Drew McIntyre did with Punk when you cost me this, da 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 da. Getting a similar rinse and repeat, but it's okay. We will get to that anyway. So then, obviously, after that, we get Sheamus versus Rusev for the third, fourth, fifth, sixth time or something now. And this was a squat. Mate, it didn't actually end. It was a no count out.
Yeah, but then they started brawling backstage. Remember,
Yes. So
and it was
I
like
still don't think this is over. This is, reminds me of, remember when it was him and
Cesaro,
oh no, how they had a series, him and
and
Cesaro.
Cesaro.
They had a series. They fought so many times, and then eventually became tag partners.
Yeah,
This is the way I
I think
think.
that's what.
This is where I think
Yeah,
this is leading to as well.
and I think they'll challenge for the tag team titles and win it.
Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. Then
So, but Aaron, do they call themselves the Bar 2.0?
no, I think that's going a bit too far. But anyway, I see why you go there, but I just don't. I just don't see it, mate. I really just don't. And then obviously because Mr. What's his face, Mr. Austin Theory is injured still at the moment, so we
Yeah,
get
Grayson
Penta,
Waller.
Penta versus Grayson Waller. Off you pop, my friend.
You know what? This match was all right actually. Like, I'm
Wait a
I'm
minute,
I'm
sorry.
with
This
you.
it came. This match came together because they were having a conversation backstage, and Pierce just went, "Fuck it," as you say. Let's just have the
Yeah,
match. Yeah.
yeah. But no, I think Grayson Waller's coming in himself as like more of a like singles competitor now,
Hmm.
and it's nice to see that side of him, and it's nice to see him hang the likes of Penta.
Yeah, it totally is. But did you not remember as well though during the match, like New Day's music played and Kofi and Woods came out,
Yeah,
to the ringside area, and that obviously it gave enough of a distraction to for Waller to seize control of the match at that point, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Obviously, Penn.
Do you remember what Waller's now calling himself?
No, I can't, mate. I really can't.
Big W.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah, and then
Oh my God.
like so after the match, the bit I remember most was after the match, Penta put on Xavier's hat, and it made him look like somebody out of Mortal Kombat.
Yes, mate, I thought that was class. Like the way he's came out with that hat and then he's standing, he does the bit off the top rope at the end, and then he puts the hat
Yeah,
on, and I'm thinking, he looks like, right now, the character, I can't think of who it is. Uh,
yeah, I can't think of it the name,
and stuff, but I
but
was like, I thought that's class. That is pretty damn well cool and stuff. Um, but yeah, the match in itself, it made Penta look strong. With even though you had the distraction and stuff from other people in that, if you know what I mean. But
yeah,
he's just the way he comes out. He's so over with the audience right now. It's
yeah.
phenomenal.
But
And
I still think, and I say this every time we're on the pod, I still think he should come out with that smooth operator music.
oh yeah, no, yeah, I agree, mate. Totally, I totally agree. Then we get Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for their first title defense against obviously the Judgment Day. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Obviously, there's a promo. Sorry, they do a promo for them, and which leads to the second match. So
Yes.
they Rodriguez and Perez take control of the match early and stuff. But obviously Bliss gets in because Flair's in to start. Bliss gets in and whatever else. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm loving the chemistry that Flair and Alexa Bliss have. It's just absolutely. It's not like you. It's not a team I thought would see together, and they're calling themselves something of inconvenience or something like that. I can't actually remember, but they still wear the We're Not Friends t-shirts as well, which I think is pretty cool.
And yeah. Something happens on SmackDown that's even
Yeah,
cooler.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I didn't expect them to lose on the first offence. But I'm looking. I still see this isn't over between them and the Judgment Day. I see it being added further and going further down the line and
And
to
you're
have
still,
more.
yeah, during the matches, you're still seeing Alexa go into that little
Yeah.
phase.
See, I don't think they needed the promo to start the match. They could have just had the match without the promo. I don't think they actually
Yeah,
needed it. You know
no,
what I mean?
not at all. Uh,
And then we get Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio. I don't think this was for the Intercontinental match, but before we go on to it, there was a backstage segment with Rhea Ripley, and she reiterated her desire to finally defeat Io Sky during a backstage interaction with the Genius of the Sky. Responded by telling Mummy she will never beat her, basically. And then you get to.
yeah,
And there was more stuff backstage, obviously, before you get to the match. Lyra Valkyria told Bailey she needed to escape the Bailey Vortex and said that they were never friends nor enemies. Um, and then, you get that squared off with Dragon Lee in a preview of the Triple Mania where both will challenge Alejandro Vecchio for the Triple A Mega Championship at a Fatal 4-Way match.
the
Also,
Kingo.
also involving El Grande Americano.
Oh, you know
Yes.
what? Right now,
Yes.
I'm gonna say this now. Right, they should have in AAA, they should have an El Grande Americano battle royal to see who what El Grande Americano like stablemate goes into that match.
Yeah, mate, it's meant honestly. So
But they should have all them pointing at each other as well and make it. I mean,
because obviously you get to that, I'm assuming it was Elizabeth Kaiser one that turned up. Then obviously two others made their presence felt, and one who caught Lee
yeah,
with a kick. So one is definitely done, 100%
yeah.
one's done, but the other one I still do not have an idea who the other person is yet.
I don't know yet. I've not heard any rumblings of that yet.
And obviously, after the match, which I alluded to when we were speaking about SummerSlam Night 2, the fact that I didn't think the feud was over with AJ and Dominic Mysterio, and it looks that way because obviously he hit the ring and cleared Dirty Dom out, ensuring it will continue. So I didn't think it was over, just how the way that match ended. I thought it was going to keep going, obviously.
And they keep mentioning it as well
Yeah,
on WWE TV about Triple A being it's going to be exclusive to the WWE YouTube channel on the 16th of August.
yep.
So this weekend.
So, right, mate, Nikki Bella promo, take it away.
Oh, that was funny. So, Bailey, not Bailey, Becky talks about how like she got her part in Happy Gilmore kept in, and Nikki got her 10 minutes taken off, and then she was back, and then Bella started bad mouthing Steph, and then Becky hit her with a line that says, "But you used to go with somebody, but you can't see him anymore."
Yeah, I thought it was class. It's just the fact the way that it loaded and the way this built up, and the fact that I'm thinking, and you could see it. I thought Nikki's going to punch her. Nikki's going to punch her, but she didn't, and stuff. But she went there and everything else. And I thought, oh, this is interesting. Where and it looks like potentially further down the line, could they be challenging? Obviously,
I
but
think they're building this for Classic Paris.
yeah. No, yeah, she did. She laid down the challenge for the match, but she basically hit her to close the segment
Yeah,
and stand tall. So she's challenging for a match, which, as you say, I think will lead to thingy. So yeah, but obviously during commentary though, I don't know if you remember that Naomi no, mentioned that she, Io Sky will defeat. Will oh fuck's sake, Io Sky. Wait a minute. The Women's World Champion will defend against Io Sky next week, makes far a big time main event, and creates some drama surrounding Stephanie Vaquer's championship opportunity at Clash in Paris. So it looks like next week we're getting that match for against each other, if that makes sense.
aye, because well, on the Wikipedia's Clash at the Castle match card. The two matches that are already announced are Naomi versus Stephanie McKern and John Cena versus Logan Paul.
Yes. Stephanie Vaquer, because she won the Battle Royal at Women's Evolution to be determined to face. Yes.
Yeah,
Then we go to the main event of the evening, which was obviously set up at the start of the show because early night coming out. Basically, on you go. No, actually, I will. Sorry. No, I thought a good match. Very much so back and forth the way I think that this match should have been, if you know what I mean. Um,
yeah,
but but we spoke about it earlier, and this is why nothing was happening because Mr. Punk came out of nowhere, and Mr. Punk started attacking Rollins for revenge and crash in to cost him the title, and then obviously Braun Breaker obliterated him with a spear, and Bronson Reed helped the heels stand tall. Then Mr. OTC1 comes,
yeah. He done his voice.
interrupts, because we're not doing it after, we're not doing like a celebration for Rollins because Rollins won the title and everything else. So what better way to piss Rollins off even more by Mr. Reigns coming out and doing that. And obviously he
Yeah,
laid out Bronson Reed and Breaker, but obviously that's the thing. He didn't get his hands on Rollins, but he then stomped Reigns. You know what I mean? I'm like thinking,
yeah. And then Reed came down and stole the shoes again.
say that again, bud.
Reed came down and stole the shoes again.
Yes, I stole the shoes again. I'm loving like even when they came out at the start, he still had the shoes around his neck, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's great to see that he's still running with it. Um,
Remember, it's called the Shoe of Flower.
yes. So obviously, yes, Seth Rollins defeated LA Knight via disqualification because of all the shenanigans that was involved. The fact that we're obviously going to get, it looks like potentially CM Punk along with Roman Reigns, along with LA Knight. This is where I'm thinking it could be going. Fatal 4-way at Clash is the way I think it could be going because the fact he was in the main event with him. Punk
Yeah.
wants revenge because he cost him the bet because he cashed in on him. Reigns came to obviously make a save, but then he stomped Reigns. So, or is it going to be a case there? You'll get Punk, you'll get LA Knight, and Reigns, but they'll be at different times, if that makes sense.
Well,
So
what I was thinking was right. So it could be Punk, Rollins, and LA Knight at Clash,
yeah,
and then because of what's been happening with Reed and Reigns, have Reigns and Reed have a Sheila Fowler match. Sheila
true.
Fowler and opponent.
Nice. No, that is a mate. That's a very good idea. Oh wow. You know what? For me, it was set up obviously some things for coming to Clash, and like that. I agree with you. I do think you're going to get Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch at Clash, and potentially one of these four at Clash as well with Mr. Rollins. But all in
Yeah,
all, a good show for it being 40 hours removed from everything that kind of happened on night one of SummerSlam. Um, and again, I do see different things, and I'm wondering where they're going to continue this thing with El Grande Americano. The fact that someone that started out small has just got it's snowballed and it's getting. Can it get any bigger than it is? Does that make
I
sense?
yeah, I don't think it was meant to get as big as it was, but with Chad being injured, it's just gotten that little bit bigger.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with it creatively and stuff, and everything else. But for me, I thought it was a very good show.
I thought the Fallout show was amazing. Like I thought that everything that happened was it, it all made sense, and if that makes sense.
It did. It all made sense. Before we move on to NXT, I've just got a comment in, and Tony is watching, saying good evening, boys. So good evening, Tony. I hope
Hi
you are
Tony, how
well.
are you?
So yeah, I agree with you, bud. 100%. You're right. And stuff. And obviously, if memory serves me correctly, NXT that we're about to speak about is before Heatwave, which is next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, 24th of August, not next week. 24th of August is when Heatwave
Oh,
is.
oh yeah, because it's this Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, Sunday, mate, yeah. So
Yeah, because
let's.
I think it's the same time as Forbidden Door.
I think you're right, mate, yeah. I think you're right. So, the opening match of the evening is obviously Blake Monroe versus Keelan Jordan. Take it away, my friend.
Um, this match was interesting. They showcased what they could do. Like, and Blake's also shown that she can hang with like the likes of Kiana Jordan, and then I think we've got an interruption. I think we've got Jordan Grace's music playing again.
All right, okay. Sorry, dude. Tony says they can hardly hear you.
Oh, right, wait 2 seconds. Um, I'm going to disconnect my headphones. Two
Right,
seconds.
okay, mate. No worries.
Sorry about
I was able to hear you, no problem. But Tony, can you hear him now? You can hear him better now. We'll carry on. But did during this match as well, but did Jordana Grace not actually come out and chase Blake Monroe away as well?
Yeah, she came out with a neck brace on.
Yeah. Right. Okay. And she obviously got counted out because she tried to follow her to wherever the car
Yeah,
was and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. And then she hasn't said anything yet, so I'm just waiting to see. Hank, yes, thank you. That's better. She can hear you now. That's fine.
Ah, no worries.
Then we get Hank and Tank versus Chase U.
Oh, this was probably a squash match.
So the guys from Hank and Tank, they got the biggest pop.
Yeah,
The biggest opportunity. Sorry, that so far that they've had. So the Chase and that. Sorry, not Hank and Tank. Yeah. Oh my god.
yeah.
When they challenged Hank and Tank for NXT, so the Chase guys, and
Oh,
they didn't even need to attack anyone.
Jesus, what's happened here? 2 seconds.
Okay. That just looks creepy as hell.
Sorry, my cameras went off. I don't know why.
Okay, mate, no worries. Oh, you're back. There we are. You're back. So
Yeah,
yeah, they
just
kept kicking moves and hitting whilst they recovered and stuff. Um, It was a short but fast-paced contest. Hank and Tags retained by hitting their finisher on Dixon.
Yes.
I don't think this match got enough time either. Uh, on
No.
the card. I know the card for NXT was stacked and stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I just don't think for them to build what they were trying to do, I don't think it got the time allotted for what it needed, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No. I completely understand. Yeah.
Right, Lexus King. Yes, Lexus King versus Miles Bourne.
When I was born. Um, I I'd like this match, but I didn't like this match
Mm-hmm.
just for the simple fact what Lexus did to Miles Bourne.
Yeah, he's trying to prove that Miles is actually a fraud. He's been trying to prove that he's a fraud for weeks, and that's why
Yeah.
they've finally got to having the match. And obviously, the crowd were fully behind, like Bourne, if you know what I mean. But
He still got the win.
yeah, he did. But I agree with you. I still don't like what he did, if you know as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think this feud with they two is over. I think this is going to continue and it's going to build to something bigger at Heatwave.
Oh, 100%,
I mean, I
100%.
don't. Yes, he defeated him, which is great, but I still don't like. It's what I love with it is you see with the crowd the interaction and how much they actually love Miles Bourne, the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how over he is with the NXT crowd, which is great to see.
And he's a lucky lad as well.
Yes, that he is. Ne- Yes. Honest to God, why? Why? We get Thea Hale versus Nia Jax. Obviously, yes, Nia Jax wins, and this kind of accumulated from the week before where Nia Jax turned up during one of the matches, and that was going to be she was going to be facing Thea Hale, if you know what I mean. Um,
Yeah.
I get we maybe want to maybe elevate more people and stuff like that, if you know if that makes sense. Um,
I seen a comment online. So somebody commented on this match, well, on her actually being in NXT, and they're like, "Is the catering too? What is the catering too small in Raw and SmackDown for you to cope?"
mhm.
And I was like, no offense, right? I don't get why folk are commenting on like that sort of stuff
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, she she has improved a hell of a lot since
Oh,
she's come back.
100%. Yeah, she has. Obviously, yes, 9-1, but obviously after it was after it happened. The fact Lash got involved and Lash took her out. So could this be leading to um
Well, I think they already announced a match for them at Heatwave
Heatwave? Right. Okay.
for Pete Raw.
Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't 100% sure if because I get that's why they've put her there because obviously with Heatwave coming up, they're building towards Heatwave and everything else,
Yeah,
and it makes sense. I totally get it and everything else, but again, just the Thea Hale in the ring is just something else, and to go up like the caliber of Nia is just it's frightening. You know what I mean? Very very frightening, but also it's great that she could showcase against her as well. If you know what I mean?
yeah, and it just goes to show that, and they've not touched on Nia Jax being Ava's second cousin as well.
That's right, yes. Yes, totally completely forgot all about that. And then obviously after this match we get Obafemi has a segment and like most of the roster uh, like he comes out and says he's the most dominant champion in NXT history. He said
Yeah, then Javon.
he's been by everyone before before Trick came to Williams came to the ring. Javon Evans came out. And he suggested he fight Williams for the next shot at Femi's title, which Femi loved. Moose arrived and said he would win the TNA title from Williams. And as we're talking and everything else, so I think this is going to build. towards something. These guys at Heatwave, including stuff around the TNA stuff as well,
Yeah.
with them having uh, that. So then, obviously, after this match, you get the segment backstage where Ava giving Jordana Grace a match against Blake Monroe at Heatwave. So that's been confirmed, I know. And obviously, there, like Legend and Jax are obviously shown backstage, and he's still fighting after everything else. And
Yeah, do you know what? That reminds me of Raw when Rusev and Sheamus were fighting.
yes, and they just kept going, it kept happening, and then
Yeah.
obviously you get Joe Hendry and Charlie Dempsey agree to a match for next week as well.
That was quality how that came about.
Yeah.
Because oh who is it? What's the lass's name again?
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. No, that's going to annoy me now. That's really going to annoy me.
Because she says say his name when he appears, and then you just see him popping up like
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, wow. It's just great that they're using it like that, and he actually does just come out and go. You know what I mean?
and I think he's announced that he's given up ownership of disco wrestling as well
Oh,
to
nice.
focus more to so I think he's like tying things up in the UK to then go over and sign with WWE.
Nice. No, that would be. I'd be happy with that. I would be
Oh,
because
I'd be ecstatic with that because
yeah,
that's just it's something what WWE's been needing.
yeah, 100%, mate. Well, the thing is, remember, he's been on it before, like because he was involved in a Raw segment. Remember, way back
Yeah, he was
when.
him and RIP or
Yep,
Ironheart.
yep.
They were Rusev's bodyguards for
That's
the Russian star.
yep. That's it. Yep. Um. Then we get. I thought it was the main event, but it's not. It's Challenge Stax Lorenzo versus. Oh, for fuck's sake, Yoshikiya Anamuri.
And Amuri, oh, that match was. Do you know what? I think I think this is the start of Imanuri being a big star.
I think you're right, and because again, he showed yes, he didn't win the match, but
Yeah,
he he's just showed the resilience he's got and how
yeah.
he was able to go up against like Stacks, if you know what I mean.
Because
Obviously,
I'm sure there was a DQ in that match.
yeah. So Ariana Grace and Josh Briggs helped Stacks get a quick
Yeah,
win, making this another match that felt too slow as well.
yeah. Like Josh Briggs, like seeing him going from being that face to the heel,
Yeah,
it it just shows that that he can jump in and out of the roles quickly.
100%, mate. Totally, 100%. It like we touched on it with Cena. Well, we touched on it off camera, but we'll touch more on it when we get to SmackDown and stuff. If you know what I mean. But the fact that he switched, he was heel and he switched, and then when he had his SummerSlam entrance, it was like yes, you still gave like the heel vibes, but then boom,
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It was like the switch had flipped so quickly, and he was back to being the actual John Cena we know, if you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah.
Main event of the evening, Tatum Paxley versus Soul Ruka. Now, what a fucking match, man.
That was for the title as well.
It was, and Soul Ruka won.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Um.
before it, all it was a segment like Ethan Page bragged that he beat Santino Marella last week to retain the North American Championship, and then Heights interrupted him in his rendition of the Canadian national anthem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I forgot about that. Chelsea Green and the Secret Service came and then got him into trouble for dissing Canadians and stuff. Uh,
Right. Now I've heard something on the grapevine. Now I follow these pages
mhm.
on Facebook, and there's been an article put out that Chelsea Green and the Secret Service could be popping up on NXT quite a lot because of the way to start a new faction.
Good. Good. You know what? It's not saying that they're not being utilised enough on SmackDown. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it would make sense for them just to turn up and dip in and dip out, which is great for that.
NXT it doesn't feel like a developmental brand anymore. It feels like an actual third brand.
Yes, because you've got different stars popping up right, left, and centre and stuff.
And you've got the stuff with TNA as well.
Yeah. So also we got you know what, I thought it was a great match, but there's a lot happened throughout it. Like there was shenanigans right, left, and centre. Like obviously you had Zarya came out like trying to get Sean Spears to stop Big fearing and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I get we'll have these factions and we'll have these people that do different things, but it's still, even in NXT, I still don't think we need all this different interaction where, oh, I'm coming in because this is happening, I'm coming in because that's happening, if you know what I mean. Um, but
Yeah.
again, it showed what they could do, and I'm just so love Soul Recruit right now. She's doing so freaking well, man, and she's holding that title so freaking well as well, if you know what I mean. So
Oh, absolutely,
all in
100%.
all, again, this has totally done what I said it would do. It's gave us some new matches that are for Heat Wave, which is on the 24th of this month. And obviously next week, I reckon when NXT comes around again, we'll have a bigger idea potentially to what Heat Wave's going to look like on the 24th, or even the week after. But I thought, again, really good show, leading into different things for different people, and I do think that we're going to get either a triple threat or a fatal four way for Obafemi's title.
Yeah, 100%.
So, the last topic of the evening is Friday Night SmackDown, and we start with John Cena opens, does a promo, going on about different things. Um, Carry on, John, if you remember much about SmackDown, that is.
Um, he comes out. He says he's not got many dates left.
Yep.
And then he talks about that, like that he didn't like being the heel,
Yes.
and he says that like The Rock left him, then Travis left him, then he didn't know what direction he was going in, and he felt like he was lost.
Yeah, basically.
And he alluded to the fact that yes, Cody beat him, and then we get an interruption from, if I'm remembering correctly, we get an interruption from Logan Paul.
Yes, so the mega star comes out and he interrupts him, and he is wanting obviously a match with John at Clash in Paris, which we already alluded to because it's been confirmed uh,
Yeah,
and stuff. But before Cena even gets a chance to answer him, he flipping goes and hits him.
yeah,
And then basically Drew McIntyre comes out, and then obviously Cody comes and makes a save, which obviously sets up a match between with them, four of them later on in the evening
yeah.
and stuff. So, and obviously in
But
between, go on.
yeah, what didn't make sense to me about that whole like John Cena coming out and talking was he talked about Cody beating him, but he never alluded to the fact that Brock Lesnar came out and F5'd him at the end.
Yeah, I know, but that's because I think that's building towards for something later, like one of his future dates. Because I know he doesn't have many left, if you know what I mean,
Yeah,
and stuff.
I
So
think
yeah,
there's about eight dates left or something.
Yeah, you think about it. So he fought on Friday night. He's fighting at the PLE in Paris. You'll probably have a couple of dates in between that other house shows. So he's doing them two. He's got another 6 dates because December's his actual last show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So obviously, then he accepted the challenge as we've mentioned uh, and stuff. What I thought was right, and I know I spoke about it. It was surprising for me. Was because the fans have got him back because he's back to being a face. The fans have got him
Yeah.
back to cheering him so quickly as well. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um, then we get Motor City Machine Guns versus JC Mateo and Talatonga. Obviously,
Yeah.
they were looking to bounce back after the loss at SummerSlam. You totally get that. I mean, JC Mateo, fucking hell, he is one of the wildest members of the MFTs for Soul. Honestly, he does not give two shits about anything or any fucking one, if you know what I
No.
mean. Um, but you know what I mean. The what they've
That move to the islands, that is
yeah.
phenomenal.
Like he secured it with it's too hard. Like the thing with it, it's great to see MCC putting them over because obviously, yes, as much as they lost, because yes, they were in the match with everybody else for the tag belts, but it was great to see that because, yes, I'd love to see them, but they don't need it because they're veterans and stuff. But I could see this continuing, and they will. I do see the Motor City Machine Guns holding the tag belts again later, if you know what I mean, and stuff.
You know what? Seeing Jeff Cobb up close,
Oh yeah.
that that is something to be desired about.
Then we get Sami Zayn versus Sol Sikoa. Very impromptu. Not a match that I was expecting because obviously they used to be teammates and everything else. So yes, go on.
Sammy gets a shock roll up.
Yes, he did, which I was not expecting at all. I wasn't expecting it in any way, shape, or form. But know what? Very happy. And it's going to be interesting to see where it goes, or if it goes anywhere
Yeah.
else. If you know what I mean.
It's quite weird. It's quite weird that he was
Hmm.
on SmackDown as well because he's a Raw superstar.
Yeah, but I think they're testing the waters because I'm sure there's a draft coming up soon. So they're putting different stars over to see what's what and where they could fit in.
And did they not did they not break a record there with Solo? Is
Yeah,
that not his first loss in how many matches?
yeah, exactly, mate. It's mental. And then we get. I actually wait a minute. I've seen this earlier. No, we'll talk about that before we get to his match because I think it's pretty. It's a pretty cool thing to it. It's Charlotte Flair versus Chelsea Green.
Yeah, but do we not have a promo before that for?
Uh,
Did they not come out and talk about like Charlotte not did Charlotte not give her a present for?
Charlotte Flair, sorry, Charlotte Flair brought Alexa to the ring to help us celebrate the title win and Alexa's birthday. She gave Bliss a
Yeah.
doll to be Lily's tag team partner, a blonde doll named Charlie.
Yeah,
Chelsea Green,
Charlotte, yeah.
Chelsea Green are up to them and led to Nick Aldis booking Chelsea Green versus Charlotte Flair. So
You've
there you
got
go.
to tell Luke that though the dolls have "We're Not Friends" T-shirts
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I think it's class, and you know what I mean. It's just the fact that they've went with it and they're running with having dolls so they can have a tag partner, and they're not afraid to branch the envelope and do it differently. If you know what I mean, both of them, which is
Yeah,
great,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm loving seeing them. Like just being there if they need to be at ringside as well. Because
Yeah.
obviously, yes, Alba Fire and Piper Niven were at ringside, so obviously Alexa Bliss is going to be there. But obviously, she slammed her face into the cake, which she had bought for Alexa. This allowed her to put her in a figure eight for the win, which is pretty endearing, pretty funny, I thought, if you know what I mean. She's getting the cake that she bought for Alexa Bliss, Chelsea's Green Plus actually goes into it. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty class. Yes, so I'm going to get this before we get to this match, right? Because I think it's cool as fuck. So I don't know when this segment actually happened on SmackDown, right? It's the wrong one, but I need to give me 2 seconds. Right, yes. So I need to find it first. But it's basically Ron Killings is backstage with John.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly when that was.
Yeah, so because I think we forgot about it, so I'm trying to quickly, because I did see the tweet earlier on about it and stuff. Uh, and
It
that.
was.
Oh,
I'm
here we go.
sure it
Here it
was.
goes. So they have a backstage segment, and he goes to, and there you go, do the hands like this.
Yeah,
He goes like that with
yeah,
one hand. He does that with the other hand, and everything else. And they talk about and what I thought was class was Cena throwing total shade at Ron Killings or R-Truth, because it looks like he's now back to being R-Truth as well now, rather than
yeah,
that, because he does that with the hands, and then he then says, "Oh, said you're going to do this, you said you're going to do that, and oh yeah, great, you said you're going to ruin wrestling." And I thought, wow, that's everything oppositely that you actually said you were going to do, John, but and you've then put the shade back on to fucking Truth, and then R-Truth's face after it was just absolutely class.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
But you know what I mean? I thought, wow, just the fact that he's threw shade to that to him and did that. But to me, yes, it looks like we have a face Cena and a face R-Truth again by the looks of things. Obviously, the main event we had Cody Rhodes and John Cena as tag team partners versus
Logan,
El-
Logan, and
Logan Paul and
McIntyre.
McIntyre. The match didn't get going until there was only 10 minutes left, apparently. Paul and Rhodes started for their teams as Chance and Cody filled the arena. It was cut short because there was a break as well. Paul ended up causing DQ by hitting Cena with a low blow. They fought in the backstage area, leaving Rhodes and McIntyre to continue fighting in near the ring. The Scottish Warrior hit Rhodes with the WWE title, which was a good indication that he will be the next challenger for the belt.
Yeah, and he also claymored him through the table.
Yes. Yes. So, which looks like, as I've already said, that the way he's been going about his stuff, and that, yes, Cena's fighting Logan, and that we're going to get Drew McIntyre. I definitely think that match will happen at Clash with Cody.
Yeah, and I can't see Cody losing, but if he does, I think the I think that I will open a door for McIntyre to get back in the main event scene again.
Oh, 100%, mate. Absolutely 100%. No, I'm just loving what he's doing just now as well. Like how he's doing what he's doing on his own Twitter. Sorry, X, because it's not Twitter, but everybody still calls it Twitter. And then he's puts up on there, oh, bored at work, and he's now got a T-shirt created that says it,
Yeah,
bored at work. And I'm thinking that in itself is class. But again, like what every other show, this is built for shows for obviously because Clash is coming up very soon.
yeah,
And it's going to be interesting to see where all these different things go. But for me, what I liked about it was how Cena came out, did his promo, and he was happy that he's gone back to being the way that he should be, like by being a face, and it's not his fault that the direction that they went with the heel turn, that the other
yeah,
elements of that didn't happen. So it's great to see him back enjoying it. And obviously, yes, he will face Brock Lesnar at one point, and he's got 6 dates left after that. But thank you, as always, for joining me, John, because you look rather tired. Now,
yeah,
we are obviously meeting next Saturday at 11 a.m. instead of Sunday, because we both have prior commitments, so we're pulling it forward and doing Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Um, thank you again for joining me, and everyone, thank you who has been watching, and we will see you next Saturday morning at 11 a.m.